Alright, we've covered ATM strategy, replay setups, and desktop flow. But there's one piece missing: your workspace. And if you've been wondering how I structure mine to actually trade, today's the day. So I'll show you exactly how to create this workspace. First thing you'll do is go to your control center and you'll hover over workspaces. Now here I have CFT 2025 and an untitled document. There's also default workspaces we're not going to worry about. Now I'm going to remove this untitled workspace. Don't worry about it. There's nothing in it, and so it didn't do anything to this workspace. Now go back and go to the bottom right corner. Hey, you see it. And then from there, I'm going to title it example. We're entering on your keyboard, and now you have a workspace here, and it by default is in the same spot, your control center. Now to put a chart, you'll go to new, and then you'll have a ton of options here, and even your flow lines. But we're not going to worry about that right this second. We're going to work on chart. Click on chart. You have a data series box that comes up. From here, we're going to drop down menu, MNQ, a daily bar that comes up first, and it shows 365 days. Look back. So the end date is right here, so that's where it's pulling from. Don't have to worry about everything right here. It's pretty much set. And even note that I have it pre-selected for black down close candles already, but click OK. That first chart pops up, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the corner over here. And you can grab right on the corner of the actual text. I'll grab it and manipulate it a little bit different. I'm going to keep it along the line of my control center. Now you'll have to remove the trade, and note that I have right here a cell. I was messing around. So right click, data series, and now we have a lot of different information in here. It's the same information, but we're going to want to put the black and scroll down and adjust plot execution. I only like the marker. You can do what you want. Now hit apply, okay? And now you have a daily. Now I'll show you how to open up a new chart. Ooh, wrong thing. Click chart on the key. We're going to do the same MNQ. We're keeping it simple. Now we'll change this type to minute, because we're going to work on 3 types of minute. The first one's minute. It's already there for us. Scroll down, double check text and marker. Marker only. Right click, data series, and it still didn't change. Right? Did it change? Nope. We'll move you over here, and I'll resize him in a little bit. Go back to here, hit new chart, expand. Now we'll type in a 15 minute. Go ahead and drag him. Data series. Scroll down again. New chart. This time we're going to put a 5, and so we'll have to do a little bit more scrolling right there to backspace. Hit OK. Don't worry about changing the data series yet. Now we worry about the data series. Go to the black, scroll down, change it, apply. OK. Now let's try and line these up better. Alright, the last bar is your 15 minute. Last chart, 15 second. So you'll have to change here and go to second and do the most work. Alright, go ahead and drag them to the corner. Switch the data off. Right click, data series. Now scroll down, scroll down. I have to adjust my laptop and apply. Okay. Now that gets you the charts. And I'm still not done setting up my charts yet. These are the basics. Now we can right click and add in some indicators. So from here, the bar timer, it doesn't work with the higher time frame daily, but drawing tool and price line, and we'll change this last line, which is the most shown, to purple. Axum jacks. Click apply, and that drops both of these down. And you can also add your own and customize, but I don't. And now we have this data box that we can move, and a price line that follows price as it's live updating. Now you'll have to do that same process on each of these charts by clicking right click indicators. So if you ever get locked out of your screen, because I have multiple monitors and it gets confused, and so if you expand that one screen, it'll allow you to be able to find it better. Okay, she playing? Did I do that with this one? Alright, now you have my same workspace. So it's It's a lot of work, but if you look here, the only difference is indicators being labeled. Alright, that's the same workspace. I don't think there's anything different. I'm wondering if defaults or templates carry over. They do. So we learned something new today. Now, that was a wasted time for me because now I'm going to take this example and remove it and never see it again. Alright, so you can also customize this even more. And so if you wanted to have more than one screen on your chart, let's say this 15-minute and this 5-minute, you could simply click and drag it over here and make that happen. Ooh, wrong thing. And bam, now you have two charts. Or you could do it on the same chart. Let's use the 5th as our example. Oh, I need to turn off these because it's just wearing it. To be able to put two charts on one, you can simply right click and go back to the data series we've been working on. And then in this instrument box, put in Q again, and then backspace that one out of there, make your life easier, hit apply, okay. And now you have two. Oh, and the market just opened. Wowzers, Bowsers. Look at the spacing of these candles on the 15, but that's just to match the 5-minute as far as time. You got to understand that. So it is going to look funky. And to remove that, go back to data series and then click on that 5-minute because this is originally the 15 and apply OK. And now we're back to normal. So that's 11 points. Cool. On a Sunday. So it's the setup before the setup. And if you're going to trade clean, your workspace needs purpose. Next up, we're shifting gears into long-term investing. And yes, I've got stories. Matter of fact, they've been hidden in episode 1, 2.0, 4, 5, 6, and even this one.